part of the reasons, and I must say this, part of the reasons, even if there was no MK, even if I was not going to do anything, one of the things that I was not comfortable with throughout my years in Parliament, the 10 years in Parliament, was a culture of disruption and rudeness that characterized those that we served with. We do not disrupt Parliament as the EFF. We have never done so. We always use the parliamentary rules to raise urgent questions, issues that we think are urgent, cannot wait for any other day. So that is basically what we normally do, but we'll decide that in the caucus when we sit at 5:30. And all of those things were just planned, like in a childish way, with no purpose. Sometimes even when there are areas of agreement, you realize that on this question we can agree. Why don't we sit down and agree on this issue and then we'll raise our issues robust? No, today we're going to disrupt.
And now joining me is Floyd, the Deputy President of the EFF. There's quarters who argue that the tactics of disrupting proceedings of the House will probably get tired, and some of the sympathizers of the EFF and some of the members may actually move away from those support. Do you agree with those sentiments?
Look, we have never disrupted Parliament as the EFF. We don't do that. The people who disrupt Parliament here are those thugs who wear white shirts here, who came from SAPS, and they entered the National Assembly to interfere when members of Parliament are engaging. So the people who disrupt Parliament is the security of Parliament. The EFF has never disrupted Parliament. We have just been robust in terms of how we engage with all the processes that happen here in the National Assembly, in the National Council of Provinces. And that is what have been. It was not something that happened spontaneous. It was planned in a meeting. And I can tell you now that there was only one person who initiated those disruptions. It was not the leadership collective. And one thing that we never worried about is declining support, because as a matter of scientific fact, the EFF is the only growing organization in South Africa. We're the only organization that is growing. The rest are declining. All the polls, even the reactionary right-wing polls, all of them point to a growing organization. The rest of them are declining. We are the only organization that is here to stay. We are the organization that is going to take over government because we represent the people of South Africa. And that was mistaken to be said so-called militancy and radicalism. And we kept on asking, how does this relate to voters on the ground or to the people that sent us here?